Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. So we got another little discussion to have here, a Vedic perspective on some of the sayings of Jesus. And this is one of my favorites. I am the way, the life, and the truth, and no man comes unto the Father but by me. I've always loved that saying. That just makes me feel so ecstatic. Now, of course, most Christians believe that this pertains only to Jesus, and that's kind of like a partial truth that it does. It also pertains to all incarnations of the Lord. See, so Jesus, in my realization, and many other Christians believe that Jesus is the visible manifestation of God. The unlimited Father comes in a particular form, and they call, from the Vedic viewpoint, an incarnation. So Jesus is an incarnation. So if we were to take a trip to the spiritual world, what we would find there are people worshiping God in his particular forms and incarnations. This is the Vedic teaching. And they all take shelter of the incarnation. They just love the incarnation. The incarnation is everything to them. It's their object of love. See, so it invokes love and devotion. See, and if you've reached that point, what else is there? I mean, what else do you need? For anything. You don't need a rule to purify you. You don't need somebody telling you what is right and what is wrong. See, you're taught by your relationship with the incarnation. See, so when the Father is ready, like Paul said, and he was pleased to reveal his Son. See, and those who take shelter of the Son get the Father. See, so I'm the way, the life, and truth. No one comes to the Father but by me. See? But this is, I mean, historically, you could look. This pertains to all the incarnations. You could see so many subtle parallels to this. The devotees of Lord Chaitanya just recently, 500 years ago, were in touch with a authorized incarnation of the Lord called Lord Chaitanya. And they took shelter. For them, he was the way, he was the truth and the life, and they received the result of that, which is pure love. Love for God, devotion to God. Same thing with the devotees of Krishna 5,000 years beforehand. Those who took shelter of Krishna, he even taught what basically Paul was teaching. Jesus was the fulfillment of the law. See, the law, you become dead to the law and alive to Christ. Krishna taught the same thing. He taught Arjuna. He said, abandon all varieties of religion. See, religion, that's rules, regulations. All religions teach lots of rules and lots of regulations. And this is what do you call, this is good to a point. I mean, we at least become a little civilized. When Moses was here, people were killing their brothers and sisters, not thinking that it was a problem. They think it's okay. They had no law. So there was this uncivilized state. People are having sex with their mothers and animals and all kinds of stuff. See, so some level of civilization has to be placed in all religions to help move us along, because then we have a possibility to start to understand the deeper teachings of God. I mean, look, even though people were still somewhat civilized when Jesus came, they still killed him. It's not easy to understand an incarnation of the Lord. They seem like us, but yet there's a divine characteristics they have. Very hard to discern. Very difficult. So I'm the way, the life, and the truth. So an incarnation comes. Whoever takes shelter of that incarnation is saved. You think it's any difference? Those they use the same terms: being saved by Lord Chaitanya, getting salvation by Lord Chaitanya. Where do these same words come from? See, because that is the nature of the incarnation. Those who believe their word, Not only that, those who believe the word of those who are witnesses of what the result is by taking shelter of these incarnations get saved. You have the upsurge. Being saved means these living waters. In the Vedas, they call it the upsurge of this love. It just comes from there and just comes up, and it's pure loving devotion to God. See, and it's the word that causes that. This is why many Christians who are ecstatic, they're reading the words of Jesus. Man, one of my friends in Fort Wayne there, he loves reading the Bible, man, and the sayings of Paul. Paul is an ecstatic Christian, man. You know, he was filled with the Holy Spirit. He loves. You just feel that activated, and more revelations come. Devotees who have ecstasy in their worship, they become like prophets. There are many wonderful revelations come through ecstatic devotees. Matter of fact, the Vedic teaching sheds light on that. If there's going to be any revelation in any disciplic line that coming through Jesus or through the Vedas and Vaishnavas, it's going to come through ecstatic devotees. It always has and it always will. Those who are filled with the Holy Spirit have pure revelation on God. Doesn't mean they have all the revelations. God is unlimited. It's progressive. That's why it's not, revelation didn't stop with Paul and Peter and all that. A lot of Christians believe that. Well, no more revelations. That was it. You know? Same thing in the Vedics. There's people, the worshippers, still at that level, think everything stopped with Prabhupada. That was the man who brought this teaching here to the West. A lot of people, well, that's it. He's the only prophet or inspired person that's going to be here that's going to teach anything for the next 10,000 years, they believe. See? But that's limiting God. It's not how it works. Okay? So I'm the way, the life, and the truth. No one comes unto the Father but by me. Comes through the word of those who are empowered by God. They speak the word. See? So how are Christians being saved now? It's through preaching the word that was first given by Jesus. See, they preach his word. And those who believe that testimony, that word, they get the upsurge and the awakening of the Holy Spirit. I mean, Jesus taught this. He said, I pray not only for those who heard my word and believed my word, I pray for those who believe the testimony of my witnesses. Okay? Same thing in the Vedic teaching. Okay? First, the incarnation came and they speak the word. Krishna came and he spoke Bhagavad Gita. See, those writers now who write it down and those who preach it now, whoever believes that word gets the result of that. Okay? Same thing, Lord Chaitanya came with a further teaching. See? Abandon all varieties of religion and just take shelter of the name. He clarified it even more. The name of God includes the name, Jesus, Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, their teachings, their sayings, their character, their qualities. That's all the name. Just take shelter of that, the pastimes. Have full faith in that, and you will be protected. You'll have the upsurge of ecstatic love. Don't have to follow any other paths. See? When you're protected by the upsurge of this love, and this, you're worshiping in spirit and in truth. Truth came from Krishna. Truth came from Jesus. Truth came from Lord Chaitanya. When you look deep into this, you see how it is all intertwined. It's all leading us to the same thing. Worship in spirit and truth, as Jesus taught. See, the spirit is that upsurge of that love when you're in touch with truth. When you read the words of Jesus and you read the word, if you believe them, you have the upsurge of that. If you read the words of Krishna or Lord Chaitanya, and you believe them, really from your heart, then you will have the same upsurge. Okay? But if you don't believe them, you won't. Just like if you don't believe Jesus, you won't feel any Holy Spirit. A lot of Christians tell me that. Well, I don't feel anything with Krishna I don't believe in him. Well, gee, if you didn't believe in Jesus, you wouldn't feel anything either. It works, man. Faith, belief. It's the path of devotion. See, that's common thread that runs through worship of Lord Chaitanya, Krishna, Ram, path of devotion, and Jesus. You become very devoted to the incarnation. That's all you need. All you need is faith in God, faith in the incarnation that has come to save us. Okay? Jesus, Lord Chaitanya, Krishna, faith in the incarnation. Okay? And they all contribute to our understanding of the Lord's nature. And that is the most wonderful thing for a person who sincerely worships God, is to understand him more intimately, more better. What else? This is just understand his nature. We will forever we will be doing that, because God is unlimited. We are limited in one sense, but our bliss and ecstasy is not limited, because the more we worship the Lord in spirit and truth, it just expands more and more. It becomes more juicy, more interesting. We get more revelation, and this goes on forever, eternity. That's the food. What are you going to do when you don't have a physical body? What are you going to live on? We've got to live on something. Well, we live on truth. Live on revelation. We live on loving God. Loving our brothers, helping our brothers advance, understanding the Lord's nature better. It's not easy. Look at Jesus. They killed him for speaking some truth. He said, I have more to tell you. You can't bear it. Not even my disciples could bear it, much less the Pharisees. You think it stops? There's more. There's this unlimited truth. Okay? Even this thing, it's only Jesus. Jesus is the Christian, man. There's no one else who God has any relationship with unless they're a Christian. They got to be converted into this is still religion. Many ecstatic Christians want to get out of religion. Well, that's a religious conditioning. That has to go too. To really for those who are really hungry for truth, understand, well, is God working in India? Is he working in the Vaishnavas? They have all these scriptures, wonderful scriptures, all revelations. How did those happen? Are they just the devil? Come on, man. Superstition. Get rid of that sometime, man. I had to. It was taking me years to get rid of this religious conditioning. Abandon all varieties of it, and that's part of it. And you get even more ecstatic. More revelations come. More love. You don't have to convert people to only be a Christian. You can see what is the essence of religion. The essence of religion is glorification of the truth. That makes us all ecstatic. Better close the windows. I get too enthusiastic here. It's early in the morning. That's it, man. That's the way, the truth, and the life, man. The truth is the incarnation, and what they speak and what they say and their character and qualities. Take shelter of that, whether that's Lord Chaitanya, Krishna, or Jesus. Or if you're really broad-minded, you can enjoy them all. You can relish the truth that comes from all of them. You'll see. It's not like you're betraying anyone. I used to think it was a betrayal to go to Krishna No, truth is truth, man. It all causes the upsurge of love when you have faith in it. When you can see it and make the connection. As I said, it's taken me years. It's not easy to understand how God is working. We're very small little consciousnesses, little individual souls. God is unlimited, and unlimited intelligence and all of this. So we got to gradually tap into that. It takes some time, generations sometimes. Okay, it's time for our satsang. I got to go and start our little discussion here on another Google Hangouts. You're all welcome to come, whoever watches this. We do it twice a day, every day, as much as possible, and at 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Arizona time, which is, I think, Pacific time right now. All right. Thank you very much for watching.